What's up, y'all? It's your boy Mar back at it again with another video. And today we're going over the trades that I had last week, and I'm gonna give y'all an update on where we are in the account. This is week 3 in the challenge from $40 to $100. This is the first trade that I took last week on March 31st, which was Tuesday. As you see, price closed down here on Friday, and on Sunday it opened up and made a new low. So we broke structure here. Price broke structure right here and pulled back Monday morning, Sunday night to Monday morning. We got a pullback. And this is what I thought was a tap of taking liquidity. So we had this high here. Price pulled up a little bit. It didn't break above, but it did, wick above and then came down. All throughout Monday, we fell short down here. Monday morning, New York session, price made a new low. We broke this structure here. On Monday night and into Tuesday morning, my expectation was price was going to fill in this imbalance here and tap into the supply zone. When price was filling this imbalance, I liked this candle right here, and I got into the trade around 8:30. I didn't use a pending order. I did market execution. And I also didn't allow price to tap into the zone. So already I was seeing, as I backtested, I was noticing how this trade just wasn't a good trade for me because I wasn't waiting. I wasn't patient. But price, came here. I got in. Price then tapped into the zone and just kept going. So I was in this trade for maybe an hour and a half and it took me out. So I was in drawdown the whole time. Didn't see any type of profits, nothing. So took this trade, took a L. GU, GBP USD, had a similar setup. So we have a swing high and this swing low. Same thing as EU. We broke structure and fell down. What I saw here was a little bit more cleaner than EU. We had a nice liquidity here. Price pulled up in the liquidity, right? And then we took liquidity. If you're looking at this right now, you're thinking this is a winning trade. But for me, it was not a winning trade. And I'm going to explain why. So I got in. Price tapped me in. This was a pending order. Price tapped me in. I put my order a little bit below the zone. Price tapped me in and immediately fell down. We had a lot of pips. I think this was 80 pips for my entry. Let me see. I believe it was 80 pips for my entry. Yeah, almost 90 pips. And guess what? I didn't take profit. So another thing that I preach is when the market gives you money, take what the market gives you. But I wasn't looking at the chart at this time. I kind of put the charts off. I waited and I was just, waiting till price hit me into the trade. And then, I was just going to wait till price hit TP. But as you see, price gave me this nice candle. When I did look back at price, it was about 11. No, it's not 11 o'clock. 1 o'clock, I want to say, because I looked at it when it was doing this right here. And I was on a 15-minute time frame when I saw it. So what I saw was, okay, cool. We got a nice fall. Price broke structure here. So what I thought was, okay, we're going to get a nice pullback and then go back down. But I couldn't take partials because I only had a 0.01 inside. So it was either I take all my money or I put it at break even and I hold. I didn't put it at break even, but I did hold. I held this trade and it smacked me out. As you see, price literally on a 15-minute time frame, he made this high, then we made a low, breaking this structure, but it was tapping into this demand zone, which was taking this equal low liquidity, and price ultimately made its way back up to my stop loss, and took me out. So starting the week off, that's 2 trades that I didn't take profit, and I also just hit stop loss. So on Tuesday, March 31st, We made no money. We just got kicked out of the trade. And that's all right. I wasn't going to let it get to my head because there's more days to trade. There's more opportunities in the market. It's always opportunities in the market. You're going to win some and you're going to lose some. Here, I learned my lesson. I need to take profit when profit is given. I overextended. As you see, this says 4.35. So I was going for a 1.4, a 1-to-4 ratio when, let's show you this real quick. 1.3.7. I could have easily took the 1.3 and would have profited 60 pips. That's more than enough money in the market, especially with a little account like I have. But we didn't do that and we took a L. The next trade was on April 1st, April Fool's Day. Yeah, and surely I was fooled. Um so you see here, let's go to a higher time frame. All right, so I'll show you guys this real quick. Price crew is creating lower lows and lower highs. We had liquidity here, and we also had the liquidity being here as well from the trade that was the previous day. When I came into this market, I was like, okay, we have some imbalances that need to be corrected, because if you look on a higher time frame, we're still bearish on a higher time frame. We broke structure here in a 4-hour high down to the low, and we broke this structure as well. So this is the main structure that we did break. So I was still looking for sales because the 4-hour is bearish. So we saw that we had a supply here. There's nothing above this. There's this one here, but I didn't see price actually coming up to here. I think if price comes up to here, we're gonna start buying. So I saw this one, and on a lower time frame, I believe it was the 30-minute. There's another imbalance here. Yes, see, look, imbalance and imbalance, two imbalances. So originally, I had taken the trade here, where this first imbalance is. I took a pending order. It tapped me in a little bit before, because I think I put a little bit before, and then I took another order once it got here. For whatever reason, this day the spread decided to expand higher. But as you see, when you zoom in, price never hit my stop loss according to the bid and ask price, like what it's showing. But on my broker, and I can show you this on my broker as well. Look, I have the two orders, order here and an order here. The order here was at 1.33014, and the order here was at 1.33192. I took this trade, it tapped me out. And then I got in again. That's when I got in again. And if you see, look. Wait, is this the right day? Yeah, it's the right day. If you see, now I'm being corrected. Hold on. Because this wasn't like this the other day. Boom, 67. No, I'm still correct. Yeah. So this was the high. It's right here. It looks a little different because I don't have it marked up. But yeah, that's the high. Okay. My bad, guys. But yeah, so right here, look, if I let me show you guys something real quick. If I put a line here, you're gonna see that it never touched it. But because the spread was so high, I got kicked out of the trade. And I was so upset about this. I reached out to my broker, like, yo, what's going on? Y'all just taking me out the trades? Like, and he explained to me, I kind of knew this already. I know spread could do this, but I didn't think that at 1 o'clock that the spread would be so high. Usually I see a bigger spread when it's 5 o'clock and it's the crossover for the new day. But the spread was so high, it smacked me out. And it smacked me out at, I think, 1.7. Yeah. So it was 1.3471. This price, when you look here at the highs. So look, when I go here, the highest point was at 1.33454. But I got taken out at 1.33471. That was a little sketchy to me. But because the spread was so high, I got taken out. And then look. My analysis was correct. We was going to fill in these gaps, take out liquidity, and fall back down to this demand zone here. Another loss for the week. After this, I was a little discouraged because I it's not that I knew that it was gonna go in that direction, but my analysis was correct, and I felt real deeply in my analysis because of these two zones here. I know price was gonna take out liquidity and pull back down. Even if this didn't stay bearish and ended up going bullish, I knew, or I had the feeling, and I had the prediction and the analysis that we needed to come back here before a push up. And as you see, it came right back here before it started to kind of push up. And I'm saying I need to come back here because on a lower time frame, it started to go bullish. Like I can see it's going bullish. But when you go bullish and you break structure, you need to go bearish again to, fill in your gaps. So this was the gap I was trying to fill. We filled in that gap and then boom. I got taken out because of spread and then it ended up hitting my take profit and I would have had 100 pips take profit, but I lost about $4 on this trade. Definitely was upset, but you can't let it get to you because there's more opportunities in the market. There's always opportunities. You're going to lose some and you're going to win some. And I had to keep that in mind when I took this loss. I was definitely like a little bit in my bag. I ain't gonna lie. But after I did another I reanalyzed my chart and then we had this trade here where I had my two mistakes because my first mistake was the first trade of the week I didn't take profit when I should have took profit. My second mistake was I didn't allow room for spread. Now, since I'm on my third trade for the week, I allowed space for spread. This is not my true, not my true stop loss, but let's fix this up because this is why I ended up putting my stop loss once we made this low here. But I was down here. I took a 1 to 2, and Price did this for me. So Price, like I said, had to come back here. I already knew this was gonna happen. Price came back here in a 30-minute time frame. We filled in this gap here. When Price closed, this candle closed, and I started to see this candle come above the two previous candles, I got in the trade on market execution. And I was comfortable. I left my stop loss below this low here, since this is the low that created this high. This one as well, if you look on a higher time frame, but this is the main low that created this high. And I took that, and I thought we were going to make it up to here. This was my original TP. But when I saw that price started to fail here, where we see this consolidation, price was giving up when it was becoming, it wasn't being bullish anymore. I went down to the lower time frame and I saw, okay, cool. We got this nice movement. Price is falling. We tap into this 5-minute order block / demand zone, and price was getting real weak. So I just took profit. I took profit. It was a Friday. I wasn't trying to hold over the weekend, and I took profit. And we just made the money that we lost, we made it back. So I ended up losing a couple of dollars. We was at 71 to start that week, and now we're at 65.73. Not too bad, but you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. And this week I'm starting out. Today's Monday now, and I'm being very patient. I'm not trying to rush any trade. As you see, I have my stuff marked up now. I do have price coming up here or price pulling down here. If price pulls down here, I'm looking for a buy since we broke this structure. If price pulls up to here, I'm looking for a sell since this made a nice move down and we need to fill in these gaps. As you see, price is consolidating right now. I need to break above or break below to know what's really going on. So right now I'm being patient. I'm not about to rush anything, and hopefully we get a setup tomorrow. But that's it, and that's all. Sorry if I made this video super long. I feel like I did, but that's all I have for y'all today for this past week, which is week 3. $40 to $100. We're still gonna do this. I know I'm gonna get to $100 at the end of this challenge. I don't know when. But I'm taking it. I'm being the turtle. I'm taking it very slow and steady. I'm not trying to rush anything. I know I can easily make $100 today or tomorrow by over leveraging or risking a lot and just making it to that point. But I don't want to do that. I want to do this as steady as possible because I'm also practicing my strategy. And I don't want to ruin my account just because I'm trying to make a certain goal. certain amount, like so a certain goal amount, and I have to understand what I'm doing wrong each week, how to do better each week, and just become a better trader. So this is why I'm making these videos. This is why I'm showing you guys, just so you guys can get an outlook on what I look for and what I'm doing when I'm in the market, and maybe it helps you out and you start looking for the same things, or you start doing the same things. But like I said, that's all I have for you guys. Love you guys. If you like videos like this, like, comment, and subscribe. I also make a lot of motivational videos about, getting your life together and stuff like that. And just, having that boost of energy and motivation to just get to it and get your life going and be the best version of you that you can be. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.